We are just inside the Beltway, about 10 miles east of the Capitol Dome as we come to you from FedEx Field here in Landover. The enthusiasm for football here on the East Coast always in the air. These folks are ready as their guys get set to match up with the Chicago Bears. Brandon Gaudin joined as always by Charles Davis. CD, you look at the Bears in this one. They know coming in they've got to be at their best because they're facing one of the better overall defenses in the NFL.
And this is not one of the better offenses around in terms of running the football. So they understand that they're going to be put...
First game's out of the way. Time to buckle down for the long season ahead. And we're off in week 2. And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 25. On first down, it's Fields. That's complete to his running back, Herbert.
And they'll use him out in the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Well, no slow start here. A couple nice chunk plays back-to-back.
I love the momentum that they're showing here early because they did it both ways, right? Threw the ball on first down for a nice chunk of yardage. Came right back and ran the ball. Looks like they've got the defense set back on their heels. Let's see if they can keep this moving.
And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Washington territory. We take a look at his numbers on the ground last week. Pretty good as he found himself in the end zone on 2 separate occasions.
And those are the most important numbers because no matter what you pile up prior to the goal line, getting in is all that matters. Putting those numbers up on the board, and they love them when they're 6s. So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Fields throw here into the hands of Harry. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 24-yard line.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
On 2nd down now, Herbert, and they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation. We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football, line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
Jamin Davis there to bring him down.
A quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers putting their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level.
I don't think it's a surprise they're throwing the football early. We expected that. They told us they were going to come out firing, but 4 for 4 on the opening drive. They like that.
They don't just like it, they love it, because now everyone gets locked in.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bears take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Heck of a start to his season. He had 2 touchdowns in the opener last week, another one here in week 2.
Well, I don't want to call him a touchdown machine this early, but sometimes you get locked in, and you feel good about things. You get into that zone, and those touchdowns come in bunches. He may be off to that kind of a start.
It's like he was shot out of a cannon. I would imagine success this early, great momentum going forward for the rest of the year.
He keeps this up, they'll soon be chanting MVP anytime he touches the ball.
Extra point right down the middle, and it's now a 7-0 game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And he's able to get this all the way to the 40 before going out of bounds. So out comes the Washington offense onto the field. And they'll be let out by the guy under center, Charles, their quarterback.
43 is the mic, boy, 43.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down, eluding the pressure right. This one complete to Curtis Samuel. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds.
Defense gives up a touchdown on the opening drive. Offense, you got to want to get out there and get those points back right now.
And that's a sharp throw there to get this drive off to a good start. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Dancing to his left. And he's taken in by the tight end Fant. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. A big play that time through the air. 33 yards. Every defensive staff harps on limiting explosive plays. Job not so well done there.
Yeah, they talk about it all the time.
And this is going to be intercepted. Desmond King picks it. And the Bears are going to take possession here. It's a touchback. And they'll take over at the 20-yard line. And this, Charles, definitely not what they were wanting to see. Remember, he threw 3 interceptions in the loss last week, and now he gives the ball away again here in the very first quarter.
And you have to think that this was drilled into him all week, too, by his teammates, by his coaching staff. They've told him all week long, we've got to protect the football. They probably crossed that fine line with giving him the right advice and saying it too much. And it turned out that it got into his head a little bit.
And the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
So many times we've seen him try to escape the pocket and do something with his legs, but in this case, the pressure was too intense and he made the wise choice to just get rid of the football and make sure no one was going to get it.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. And here's a handoff out of the gun. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. His first carry of their second drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurdling through them.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now it's Fields. And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. That's Deron Payne with a sack that time.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground. honed in on it and stopped him. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
And he's got it. Got his man on the end route. Complete. It'll be a pickup of 16, but they'll remain short of the marker, and it's 4th down.
I think that we all figured when he caught it that short of the marker that the defense almost relaxed and said, we got this covered. And then all of a sudden, space to run after the catch. And now they're screaming, somebody get him down. Fortunately, they got to him and forced the 4th down.
Call that a 41-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense back onto the field. And he had to be pleased at the start of the last drive. The offense was moving, but certainly not pleased at the end result, an interception.
And every team we ever talk to, at some point in the conversation, the coach, player, someone talks about, you know, we've got to finish. We've got to finish off drives, finish off the game. There's an example there of not finishing, doing everything right, but not getting the result that you need.
They go play action here on 1st down. Completes it to Fant on the right side. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from our nation's capital, and it's Washington in possession of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. On the counter, Gibson gets around him. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a 1st down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end.
That was a route run, not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to run.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
Here's 2nd and 8. Escaping the pressure right. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. The last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced a ball into coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down, take off, and go. Don't make something worse than what it was.
They'll set up a throw. Flush to his right. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
Gibson is not going to get a whole lot, maybe a yard down to the 3. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal. This is kind of one of those in-between plays here, Charles, on 3rd and goal from the 2 or the 3 in that area. What do you dial up?
Something quick hitting. You don't have the time for something that develops slowly. It's got to be right at them if you're going to run the football. And if you're going to throw it, something quick, get it out of your hands in a hurry.
And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. His 3rd rushing touchdown on the year and 4th overall. And Washington now an extra point away from tying this thing up. Evan McPherson now for the PAT. It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it ends with a 3-yard scoring run. So I'll leave it at 7 now as they kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Bears offense ready to get going again. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
Tackled by Isaiah Simmons.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here. And if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs. Run some plays, run some clock. Allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
He works his way forward for a couple up past the 30. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out.
And this will be caught at the 30. And all the way down to the 29. A huge play there for Chicago.
A lot of running backs in the passing game, they're just used to check it down to them or maybe dump off passes. But this guy, they use him to stretch the field, don't they?
He stretched it right there, turned it into a really nice gain. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Play action. It's Fields. Dropping this underneath with Herbert. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
It appears they found something that's working, and they keep going back to it. I guess you can actually say he has the hot hands now, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, it's one thing to hit your guy out of the backfield once, hit him a couple times. Yeah, you're right. Maybe they're onto something.
And I think a lot of that is simply if you get it to him in space, more times than not, he's going to get more yardage than you expect out of each play.
52 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Over the middle, that's caught by Harry. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. Great mix of play calling so far. 3 runs, 3 passes. All 3 passes have been completions. 1st and goal.
I think on defense now, you have to almost take a chance. Rely on your scouting. Pick a play you think they would run here and just load up for it and see what happens.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1. 2nd and goal from the 1. A play fake, now Fields to throw. Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown.
Prime time, baby.
A great play there. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Bears have taken the lead. Now for the point after. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. So that one, an 8-play drive. It spans 75 yards. And it culminates in a touchdown for Chicago. Fielded just outside the goal line. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. Well, here we go on the next drive for Washington. And they had the touchdown during the last drive, and I'm guessing that you like the balance they had on that last drive.
And I loved it. Forget liking it. Absolutely love what they were doing because to be ahead of a defense that much, where every play call you have, run or pass, is working pretty well for you.
Makes you look like a genius.
It really does. It also lets you know that your preparation was pretty good, and now the defense has to do all the adjusting. Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
You ready? You ready?
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter, 14-7. A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this second week of the regular season. Back to throw now on 1st down. Left side here, that's the tight end Fant. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35.
his position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that, he rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 35. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. That was just one of those interceptions from our perspective here. And we got a good view at the 50-yard line mid-level. The quarterback and receiver were not on the same page.
Just by his reaction, I'm talking about the quarterback, he expected something different from his receiver. Whether he expected him to break in, out, deeper, shorter, they'll determine that on the sideline. But bottom line, you can see that he thought he'd be in a different spot, except the defender was not his intended target.
From just shy of midfield, Fields, and an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number one.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
Fields to throw on 3rd and 1. They'll set up the screen to Herbert. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Fields on first down. He'll let this go for the end zone. And this one is incomplete.
He certainly had a good game throwing the ball so far, but I think he was trying to take that from good to great with that throw, trying to get one downfield.
Here's 2nd and 10. To the air again, Fields. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They've become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. N'Keal Harry in the final seconds of the first half. And the Bears will extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now 21-7. 5 plays there on that drive. So just 8 ticks remaining here in the first half as they'll kick this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And with 8 seconds on the clock, really not a lot of time to try to put anything together. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last run. And he's taken to the ground, but he was pulled down by the face mask. Here come the flags. And I believe this is going to be a first down. So the hand got inside the face mask that time. Looked like a pretty easy call.
And it was, and we saw this in their loss last week. Penalties at inopportune times that led to their demise.
Check it back.
They'll throw now on the final play. He's going to let this one go deep. And that is incomplete. So we have come to half. We now proceed to the start of the second half.
Both teams currently making their final adjustments. We're getting ready for the second half. So we'll send it back up to FedEx Field and hand things back over to Brandon Gott.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Set to resume. Here we go with the second half. The Bears holding the lead and ready to receive the kick. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. The Washington offense ready to go to begin the third quarter. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people...
Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. Osa Odighizuwa forced his way through, drops him for a loss of 10 yards.
I'd say it's not panic time yet, but let's be honest about it. Empty possession here, not what you're looking for when you're down a couple of scores.
Absolutely not. Trying to start the second half off on the right foot. Unfortunately, going to give the ball up. Back to throw here. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down. But the passing windows are just not there, and that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Hey, check, Mike 21.
He'll look to throw. He'll fire one downfield for Fant. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off near the 44. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. The first half did not go their way, and that's not going to help matters at all. An interception here on the opening drive of the third quarter.
Obviously not what they were striving to accomplish. But you know who's really upset on their team? The defense. Already trailing. They're going to be counted on to try and hold that score at least where it is.
So here are the Bears now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. And their defense just helped them out by getting the football back on the opening drive here of the second half. And now can the offense follow through with points on their first possession?
And that's a big one for them because after the work the defense has done, they've got a chance here to open up this lead.
56 to Mike, boy, 56. Check 56.
On first down, Fields got a man, and he hits him in stride. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here. Now Fields. Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. N'Keal Harry with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Bears use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Well, that drive started with not a whole lot of real estate in front of them. In plus territory, excellent field position. 2 plays later, pay dirt. This will be fielded inside the 5. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
And this one incomplete. And another throw that really could have been, maybe should have been intercepted. That would have been number 4. Instead, it's 4th down. I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this third quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. He's got his tight end Fant. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Both sides were holding their breath there on that fourth down play, and the offense can breathe a sigh of relief.
And both knew exactly where the first down markers were. You know the defense is trying to guard those sticks and try and keep people in front, but somehow, some way, those guys found a way to pick it up.
He'll buy some time right. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down. He'll look to throw. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that. And thus far, they've been successful.
And he is out of bounds inside the 30.
But with the score where it is, you're not thinking field goals right now. You need touchdowns. So that was a much-needed conversion there on third down.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Again, he'll find Samuel for the completion. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up third down. 9th play coming up here on this drive. This is 3rd and a yard. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He'll check that down to Gibson out of the backfield.
Let's go. Do it.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going.
And power running here down to the 6-yard line. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
2nd and 1. And this is taken in for a Washington touchdown. Aaron Jones there to make the grab. And Washington able to cut into that deficit. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead will be cut down to 14. That one in the books as a 12-play drive. And it was polished off by a Washington touchdown. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Their lead down from 21 to 14, but still sitting at a great spot, up 2 scores here in the 3rd quarter. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
On 2nd and 12, Fields. And a quick throw here, that's complete. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. Throwing on 3rd down, Fields. Over the middle, complete. That's Martinez. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. They'll keep it on the ground. Herbert, he'll get 3 up to midfield. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
From the 50, here's Fields. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
A short gain that doesn't get them the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. They snap it to Fields. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Martinez. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. So a moment to catch our collective breath after the 4th down conversion. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now at FedEx Field. It's Bears football here. They also have the lead as well as we begin quarter number 4. On 1st and 10, here's Fields. Over the middle, complete. It's Bell. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line.
I think there's a fatigue factor that's kicking in defensively. You know the will is still strong, but I think the offense is starting to bend it just a little bit, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. It's looked that way. We'll see if they can continue this already strong drive. And a good run as he manages 7 yards down to the 17. If you can keep getting gains like that, Charles, with the lead here in the 4th quarter, I mean, keep running it, right?
No doubt about it, but what the offense coordinator has to do is understand they're going to continue to stack the line of scrimmage. What runs do you have in your arsenal that'll work against a stacked box and continue to move the ball?
So on the big tight end, holding.
Each and every year, we talk about very few tight ends coming into the league that are polished blockers or asked to do it a lot in college. So it's a constant struggle and a constant fight to learn how to do it without holding.
Here's Fields. To the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in. If they didn't have that penalty a moment ago, it'd be a 1st down. Still a nice 13-yard pickup. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. They'll keep it on the ground. Herbert. And this doesn't end well at all as they stop him far behind the line to gain. The Bears tried it on 4th down, unable to convert. And Washington will have it on the turnover on downs. They'll try and start this drive in the air. He's got his big tight end, Fant. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion and would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
They'll roll him out right. Man open, that's Anthony Schwartz. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
Good yardage on the completion there. When they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
They'll look to throw now on first down. The 20. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. A big connection on that one. 30 yards. Now, we know this offense has the potential to strike quickly, and they just bit off 2 huge plays on back-to-back snaps.
So on the other side of the ball, you've got to go Band of Brothers thought process. No one left behind.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. Noah Fant there to make the grab. And Washington able to make this a close game again. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. So after that hot start, the numbers here show the decline. What has the defense done adjustment-wise?
Sometimes when you have a running back who's getting off to a hot start, you've got to catch him before he really gets going. So you change what you do across the defensive front. Instead of the linebackers being back a few yards, you bring them up closer. It's what we call mugging the line of scrimmage, taking away a lot of blocking angles and gaps and maybe stopping him before he can get going.
Mugging the line of scrimmage, okay.
Yeah, in this case.
From the 31, Fields. He finds his man, complete. That's Martinez.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on first and second downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
On first down, Herbert. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 77 yards for him on the ground now on 18 carries.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to, and it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Meanwhile, Fields' throw here into the hands of Harry. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. Now it's Fields. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Bell. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 27-yard line. And his defense here going to burn their second timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. They'll run on first down. Herbert. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Here's Fields. Throw left side complete. That's Martinez. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
From the gun on 3rd down, Fields letting one go deep for the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. A great effort there. His second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Bears are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this fourth-quarter lead. And that's certainly an important touchdown there. It makes this a 2-score game.
But as we've seen, no lead is safe in this one with the way these two offenses have lit up the scoreboard. I would imagine that on their sidelines, they're both yelling at their defenses, hey, you want to get involved here? One big play from you, that could win the game for us.
Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So that drive goes 8 plays. And the end result is a Bears touchdown. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Now Washington down by 2 touchdowns. At time, a huge factor. They'll have one play here just north of the 2-minute warning. They'll come out throwing here on first down. That is taken in by the tight end Fant. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. On first down, he'll drop to throw. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Clock running, about to hit 90 seconds to go in the game. They're going to look to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. And that'll be complete to the running back, Gibson. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Left side here, that's the tight end Fant. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. A big play that time through the air. 32 yards.
Check by 21. Here we go, D. Here I come again. Here I come again. Here I come again. Whip, 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 whip. Watch the
Again, he'll drop to throw. Steps away to his left. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down.
Yeah, not much there that time, and I think we were both wondering once he got out of the box whether he just throw the ball away, and he winds up only picking up a yard or 2.
7th play of the drive forthcoming on 3rd and 8. They'll drop to throw. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Charles, we saw a lot of points go up in this one. Certainly defensively, stuff that they can look at on film, don't you think?
No doubt about it, and they've got to go back and check where the errors are, how they're going to fix them, and continue to get better at what they do. But they also need a little adjustment with their confidence. To give up that many points, even if you win a game, that can hurt you.
So for Chicago, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Dallas Cowboys. Meanwhile, for Washington, they'll drop to 0-2, and they'll look to get back on track next week as they travel up to Detroit to take on the Lions.